Okay, I think we are back. Health of the stream seems pretty decent. We're going to be doing shading today. I've already got my my tattoo machine ready with the 7M1 needle. We're going to do some more realism shading inside of her face here. Got my references, which this is the original image I'm looking at. And then this is a sort of sketch which led to this design. Of course, there's a lot of differences here, but we're going to just kind of wing it and see what works. And I'm going to put in the shading according to where I see it, not necessarily a gridded out or dashed area, which you would normally see. Just trying something different, trying to pick style, kind of. So she is acting a little funny. Doesn't like this M1 very much, but we will give it a try. Keeps wanting to push it out. Never seen that before. Okay. If it's a problem, I'll switch to a different needle. Doesn't look like it's bent. It's in everywhere. Generally on rotary machines you don't need rubber bands to hold the needle down, but this one's acting especially bizarre. We'll see. I've got my pots here of different gradients of gray, 2 that are just water at the moment, and 1 that's sort of a catch-all gray that I keep working with. Since this isn't a hygienic environment, I'm not especially worried about cross-contamination because this isn't a person. This is not the setup you would have in a tattoo shop, and you would not use pots like this for, keeping your colors or your gradients. You would do fresh every time, of course. But as this is practice, and I keep stating it again and again that this is practice and not person, we're gonna, move on. So I'm gonna remove the banner here real quick so you can see more. And let's see how this needle works. Yeah, I don't know. It's acting very strange, but I'll give it a try here. Yeah, let's see, where am I at on voltage? I need to bring it down a little, because last I was doing was more 7.5. Okay. Gonna go with the most obvious dark spots. No, it's not. Alright, so I just keep noticing that this needle is very strange. Why is it moving? As soon as I turn it on, it pops out of work. Work with this one now. Can't even get it down, it's popping out. Guess I could try a rubber band and see if that helps much. He said generally for rotary you don't need rubber bands. Oh gosh, these are all oxidized. Yeah, they break instantly. I haven't been using them, so no wonder. This guy. If I could make him work. Sorry about this, guys. I never have experienced a needle doing this before. I don't know if the camera can even see what's happening. So generally, there we go. Generally, the needle rests inside your little tip here. Okay. And you can see when I just let it go, it pops out. It's not supposed to do that, and generally never does. And it's not a good picture for you guys. But generally, it rests inside that little nook there of your tip and doesn't pop out. But it is this time. And I haven't done anything different besides using this needle. So I'm not going to be able to use it. Let's move on. Maybe I'll downgrade to a 5-in-1. It's a different needle. Let's see if I'm getting the same pop-out issue. It's also a flat needle, so it's a good way to see what's actually happening. It's all of the in-ones. Just that 7 for some of them. I generally don't bend them. They just, take them out of the little individual teeths, and they work out just fine. So. And you're always pushing the flat side so that it's flat against the tip as well. So that was still the same. Another tip some people have given me is to bend the needles slightly back and forth. I've done that before too. It seems to make a huge difference, honestly, but I'm only using fake skin, so maybe there's a huge difference in using on a real person. Lining it up so that it's resting in that neck as it should. Tightening up. I think it's popping out quite so badly. It's that other one. Alright, we're going to try the 5 for a little while then. Gloves back on. The gloves are really just for the to keep myself clean and to get in the habit, as this is, practice. It's not essential for your skin. Okay. Okay, this seems to be working all right. I'm gonna get my other lamp going here. So I'm trying to hit some sort of medium in style between neo-traditional, maybe some American classic ideas, and then more of a realistic shading. So I'm trying to hit all three kind of and see if I can develop a style that I enjoy doing and people would enjoy as well. My biggest thing that I hear from studios is that my work looks great, but they want to see more of a style, an individual style with that. Yeah, I can understand that. You get too many people all making the exact same thing, and that's not great for anybody. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it. It's a mix-up of several pictures of her that I found, trying to reach an amalgam that I enjoyed. Because obviously this picture is not with her hair up. The pictures of her at that stage of the movie are different, but I liked the shading on her face here, and I liked the the body positioning, so tried to connect them all. And I think the point is that it resembles her without being a full-on realism. I've done realism with like Giles, Anthony Stewart Head from Buffy, and I love that kind of stuff, but I think there's something to say for finding a mix of a few things together. So this one's just for fun. So if you were to become a tattooist, what would you need the most? I think you would definitely need to draw. That's a big one, because yes, there's a certain amount of copying, but even to copy well, you need to know how to draw. Like, yeah. If you already are very good at drawing and practice all the time, then what was suggested to me was just to get a machine and start practicing. They looked at my portfolio and basically said, what you got here is great. We don't have anything for you. Just get a machine and start practicing. So I did. I got some really cheap machines, which they're not great. And I got coils first. I don't enjoy coils. This is a rotary machine, a Dragon Hawk. I got it on Amazon. It's definitely not top of the line stuff, but it's enough to be practicing with. I think I was really burning out my machines when I first started, going way too fast and too hard, and totally blew out a rotary. But I'm much better now at staying within the suggested voltage and stuff. I wouldn't buy one of those kits that has everything together. They're junk. They're total junk. The inks are terrible. The machines are not anything that you're going to hold on to. I would suggest parceling out and getting things with good reviews that are individual. Things from people that have reviews that are actual tattoo artists, and going from there, kind of making your own kit. I just use this kerosene black. I only practice in black right now because that's what I love. I'm not big into color tattoos, but I know eventually I'll need to learn. But for now, I'm just learning how to handle the machine, and it's worked out pretty well for me because I'm a traditional artist. I'm a portrait artist, and so it's just trying to transfer what I know to using this machine, and so I'm not afraid of it. I get the handling of it, and then when I get an apprenticeship, then learning how to do things correctly and on actual skin. When I was first looking, a lot of tattoo places were saying, don't get a machine, you're going to learn bad habits. But after my tattooist said that I should get a machine, I was like, finally, I'll just do it, So many tattooists are self-taught these days. I know in some shops it's really looked down on, but I don't know. I think as long as you're still willing to learn, and you're not going in there saying, oh, I know everything about tattooing, that you're going to be okay. You have to admit that you don't know everything. Even if you've been practicing for a long time with a tattoo machine. Do I dilute my ink? Yes, you definitely do. This, like I said, I'll put my banner up, is not a sterile environment. Nothing about this is what you would do in a shop. You would use clean pots, clean inks, sterile everything every time. But since I'm just doing this at home with things that are all not sterile, I just use these glass pots here. And just keep reusing them, honestly. I get one going with pure water, one that I dilute with next, and then my darker shade. So this is the darkest, and since I'm shading, I'm not using a full-on black right now. I've got what would be maybe 70% black to white, and then this one slowly gets darker as I work, and then this one stays mostly clear. And I switch between those three depending on the shading that I'm doing. And yeah, again, it's not sterile environment. So don't do as I do if you're actually tattooing or thinking of starting on something. This is not how I would tattoo on anything or anyone. You know, I would make sure everything was sterile first. But I don't even practice on myself because of how bad the American healthcare system is. I do not want to get a terrible infection because of my own stupidity. I won't practice on myself until I have enough of this shit. Eventually I'll probably put something behind her here, so I don't want to give you dark shading lines in case I want light to be showing in a different way. But I'm trying to decide how shaded I want to get her outfit. Do I want to follow traditional rules for shading, or do I want to go for a more American traditional cell shading technique? Hadn't really decided. Same thing with the hair, because it's such an unrealistic moment in the movie. You know, normal person's rules of shading wouldn't necessarily work, because her hair is so full of light at that point. Haven't been going for very long, so it's a little early to stop and make some decisions. Oh, I see I missed a few lines here. I'll have to put those in. So this is my stencil, if you guys didn't see it from last time. I see what I did is I didn't actually make that on the stencil. That's why. Silly me. Looking something up on the computer real quick. Could be interesting to shade her in American traditional styles, which would be a darker at the base of a line going lighter to the next one. Just looking at a few examples here in case I was thinking of it wrong. But no, that's generally it. Just gonna go in and pencil it a little here so I can kind of see what I would do, since I'm doing this a lot on the fly. Basically, darker down here. So nearing blacks, because American traditional, you don't really have gradient shading. It's usually done with all black. And so then this one, shading would start in the other line. It would do something like that using only blacks, which I don't hate. Don't hate that. Maybe I should just try it there on her vest and see how I like it. I need to get in those other lines that I missed first. Just wing at those. Put them in. Go back to my 9 liner. 9RL is what I was using to do the original lines. Alright. Okay. Back to my liner. Pour some black ink for this line. Bring up the voltage. That's why you don't go back and forth. It's a lot of process to do between each one that gets annoying. Okay, so looking at my original sketch, just gonna put in the lines. Oops. very quickly. Okay, so here we go. That was it, those 2 lines. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna use my liner to fix any lines yet because, like I said in some other videos, as you work, ink starts to come out again, and so I always clean up those lines last because it keeps that detail in there for good versus trying to keep filling it in as you go on the fig skin. So if the line looks a little less filled in, I'm gonna go back over that later. So just wouldn't be worth. I'd be doing like triple the work over and over again. It's not really worth it. All right, I am gonna go back to the 5, I think. So that 7 wasn't working, and I think 5 is good enough. It's always tricky when you're gonna shade without any gradient colors between straight black shading. It always takes a second to remember what to do properly. And properly, I mean by an uneducated person. Okay. Oh, I didn't bring down my voltage. Probably have to do what? Cleaning as you go is essential, even for non-hygienic environments like this one. And then fully cleaning before you walk away from it when you're done, or gonna step away and come back to it another day. The middle section I'm in trouble with because it kind of goes against all the rules about shading for American traditionally started because of the way the lines are shared. So I either make another center line so that I have two blacks shading away from each other that aren't touching, so it would have like a thin white strip right down the middle. Or I just say F it and do whatever. I have to think about that. Generally, I've been following the rule about dark to light and which line is sharing which line, but that one kind of breaks that rule, so I have to think about it. Certainly not done, but made some progress. What time is it? I usually try to keep these streams to about an hour, which it's coming up to. Do you guys have any questions? I'm not an expert, but if you want me to explain anything I've been doing, I'd be happy to. Certainly don't think anything's a secret. I'm gonna log off here at the hour mark. Otherwise, if you want to check out my channel, I do these monthly tattoos. I would like to do more, but family obligations tend to get in the way. I can bring it up a little closer. So the shading down here was not a big wash. This was all just straight black ink, gradiently shaded by the way that I moved my hand. Up here is gradient shading with a wash, so a three level wash, and no full blacks up here yet. I'm sure I'll get to that. I need to fill in the eyes a bit better, and eventually I'll be crisping up some of the lines that slowly lose ink as you're working on fake skin, which is a shame, but there's no way around that. So yeah, I'm just trying to find an interesting style between realism, which I'm most comfortable with, a sort of neo-traditional design. Hair, I guess, mostly is where I'm thinking that, and then the super, lined, light, blocked areas I'm not going to touch with any shadings to try and make that stand out more. And eventually I'm thinking of making her star design sort of coming out from the back here, possibly in stippling. I'm unsure at the moment what I'll do there. I think it's a little naked without something. But yeah, I'll be back later this week to keep working on this. I need to decide what kind of shading I'm going to do with the hair. Look back at my references. This was my sketch that I was going off of for my idea. So you can definitely see things have changed from that sketch to that. But yeah, that's where we're at. Okay guys, I'm gonna go, and always subscribe to the channel. I got lots of other tattoos and time-lapsed ones that you can watch in 2-3 minutes. And I will see you later this week. Okay, bye guys.